Another day in free agency, another trade, am I right? Well, in this case, there's actually been a couple that have both involved the Pittsburgh Penguins. In this video, we're going to go over both deals, dissect them, and try to make sense of what one in particular was. And with that, here are two very recent NHL trades dissected. Now, when I initially saw that Jeff Petrie was traded to Pittsburgh, I honestly expected there to be some salary retained. But obviously, there hasn't been any, as the Penguins will be absorbing 100% of Petrie's $6.25 million cap hit for the next 3 seasons. Ryan Poehling also was brought over from Montreal and seems to be a young player that's still trying to perfect his game. Now, obviously, we're well aware at this point, at least if you're a Pens fan, that Pittsburgh hasn't been doing themselves any favors regarding their prospect pool. At least when Jim Rutherford was GM, that was the case. But here's a chance to give a player a shot in a city that's not overflowing with prospects like Montreal. As for Montreal, Mike Matheson was the main return piece, along with a 2023 4th round pick. When we're comparing both defenders, obviously Matheson is younger at 28 versus Petrie at 34. Also, when you think about it, yes, Hextall was able to shed a little term from the books, but if we add up Petrie's salary and Matheson's both, you'll see that they're both relatively close to the same amounts and are less than $1 million apart in total remaining salary. The purpose for Petrie on the right side behind Chris Letang will obviously be to run the power play and produce offensively. Overall though, if you look at the big picture here, the Pens decor did improve, as the Pens basically swapped John Mourinho for Petrie, but they still lost Matheson in the process. Montreal gained a defender that actually wanted to be there, which was likely the main objective of the trade from the Kent Hughes perspective. Knowing that they already have lost Matheson on the left side, one of the biggest questions of the upcoming season for Pittsburgh will be the future of Brian Dumoulin, as the defenseman will be a pending UFA next offseason. The trade is still kind of out of left field per se, and not anything that, as a Pens fan myself, expected, but if one can get past the cap hit being a little more, it's not so bad in my opinion. The trade is still kind of out of left field per se, and not anything that as a Pens fan I expected, but if one can get past the cap hit being a little more, then it's not so bad in my opinion. Speaking of John Mourinho, coming into the offseason, and even during the trade deadline, really, the hockey world was expecting a Mourinho trade. The Vancouver Canucks seemed to be a team that was consistently connected to the defenseman, but nothing outside of the rumors came from it. At 25 years of age, Mourinho is going to match up well with the Young Devils team and probably help make up for the loss of PK Subban on the back end. Mourinho, who had 1 goal after 81 games played last season, produced 25 points in the process. Even though he may not be as offensively inclined as some, Mourinho has proven to be a hitting and blocking machine, as he had an impressive 88 blocks and 73 hits last campaign. And similarly to the Matheson deal, the Pens received in the trade a younger player that's still coming into his own, in Tai Smith. Smith, who is still in the final year of his 3-year, $3.9 million contract, has spent the past couple seasons playing at the NHL level. Smith, who can play on either side on defense, will only be costing Pittsburgh around $800,000 next season.